you so much, Blades. All right, this is going to be a fun one. I mean, they've had so many insane matchups over the years. It's wild when you think about the fact that this Ultra team hasn't beat this FaZe team on LAN, which sounds insane when you think about it. But a lot of those big wins in Cold War happened online, right? Like when you think about back to that Major 2. They just played at Major 1. I think everyone was expecting sort of this colliding of the juggernauts. Not exactly what we got.
No, it's a 3-1. FaZe won both of the hard points. They won that search and destroy. I mean, the fact that they won both of the hard points with the way Ultra looked this year, I think that surprised everyone. And now the question is for Ultra, can you change that up a little bit? Can you ramp it up? The two players I'm looking at that really struggled in that match were Scrapz and also CleanX. And, you know, we talk about, you know, aBeZy on the other side, but aBeZy and CleanX, those two players, they play so fast. We'll see how that battle plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel pretty strongly for FaZe in this just because the issues haven't come really on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's been like when they've got to Sunday these past couple of years, it's just like something seems to fall apart. But Ultra, always fun to watch. They are a tough team to put to bed. We know they can be so well-rounded in the different game modes. I'm just hoping we get one of those Ultra FaZe kind of classics, those special Game 5 type of matches you want from this.
No, 100%. And I mean, if you look back at Major 1, there's a couple of maps that they didn't play in that first series, right? You got rid of that Embassy Search and Destroy. I think aBeZy just had one of those maps where he took over back at Major 1. So you don't have that. You have Mercado Hardpoint coming into play. So, I mean, you obviously have both of these teams. They had another stage. They're trying to bring it a little bit differently, but you can see there, the Hardpoint may be the biggest difference. You have that control as well, but the fact is, at 50% for Atlanta FaZe, the fact they won both of them in their first matchup, that's what you have to circle if you are Ultra.
No, 100%. And I mean, I guess this is one of the first times, I know it's not as well-rounded when you look back to maybe like sort of the quote-unquote sort of dynasty time with like the FaZe team when they're really on top, but the Search and Destroy seems to be getting back, and maybe Slashers kind of helped that. Like, they were so good and so dominant in that for so long. You wonder like when it was going to start to click again. They've been good in Search.
Well, I think you give some props to Slasher, but aBeZy has just been stupid.
In his form again.
Yeah, and the fact they are undefeated on Embassy Search and Destroy, again, we're not going to see that, but here's a look at the Mercado stats for both of these teams. A good map for both of them. 4-1 for Atlanta FaZe, 6-3 for Toronto Ultra. That rotation rank #1 for Ultra. That's when you're looking at your guys like Insight, like Scrapz to hold down those power positions.
Well, let's get right into it. As we hop into our map 1 here between FaZe and Ultra, hoping for a banger, and it's Cellium off with a bang, and the beams on point right out of the gate as he'll continue to find the rhythm in this opening set. All the kills basically going the way of FaZe here out of the gate.
Yeah, nice little break off right there. Slasher, he's gonna have a lot of Ultra presence working his way, but good scrap time. You're gonna have Simp and Cellium now play pretty safe for those P2 spawn. Slasher, they're trying to find him. Finally, Insight able to take him down, but again, Simp just backs on up, makes sure that he has barbershop control and his teammates spawn in this area, but nice time for Atlanta FaZe. Now Ultra trying to work up the map. You're not gonna check that corner as Insight gonna find the opener.
This map just north to south, north to south, north to south, just back and forth we will go, but a wondrous display of talent here early on. Peeking it behind, not quite finishing the shots, trying to snap onto another. Cellium doesn't finish either of those kills, but maybe he'll set his teammates up now to be the Reapers. It's aBeZy that's able to get in. Time right now for FaZe, up over the 30-point mark, early hard point control. Troops rallying in from both sides now for the next fight.
Yeah, just a little bit here, then right at the end of that rotation over towards this second hill, but aBeZy able to find that final player inside, plays his life, dodges the nade, and then off a spawn, here comes his teammates. It is clean for Atlanta FaZe right now. I mean, just when you go to Cantina, we go to it twice, so difficult to break on through. Slasher having a nice start here, but here comes Ultra on their final attempt to break, and they are going to get in. It's going to be Cell trying to do what he can to hold on, able to just dive on out.
Dude.
Almost snaps onto him, but we know when you dive, it takes forever to shoot.
If there wasn't much of a delay there, that's probably something nasty, but yeah, it takes a while. But you got to think Scrapz is probably big to a matchup like this too, just in the sense of, I think when you're playing someone that's been like the Juggernaut, when you have the big names, and maybe that fear factor's not there anymore with this FaZe team, but having like a young gun with all that confidence, like he doesn't care. He's like, put me in, I'm ready to gun him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But again, you know, you went with 25 seconds left if you were all Ultra to get that scrap time. What does that mean? It is a free rotation over towards P3. Slasher, though, the vet 9-3 start for the main AR of Atlanta FaZe. It's inside trying to take that one-on-one. Just so difficult. Very clean here for Atlanta FaZe so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's sort of wondering like what Slasher would be to this team and what was going to be the difference for someone like Arcitys. You didn't think that was a team that was going to fall apart, but he comes in, at least in this map right now, he's really putting it all on the line. 11-3.
They're giving them nothing.
aBeZy soaring forward. There is no opening for them. All the kills in the kill feed going the way of FaZe, getting close to that 100-point mark, and yeah, there has been no wiggle room around the objective for Ultra to work with at all.
And now on those kills, right, you have Barbershop towards back alley. You're going to have aBeZy and Cell. Slasher's going to spawn on them. Just a couple of more seconds. They're trying to hold down this area of the map. That's where the next hill's coming. Cellium just waiting for his teammates. The spawns come on in, playing his life. It's what he does so well. Insight's going to be able to take him down, but again, on the rotation, FaZe finding all the kills and the slaying. Just so one-sided on the map.
I mean, you have what, Standy at 4-9, 3-10 for CleanX, double negative for Scrap. Insight the only one near even. They are just getting pummeled right now out the gate. I mean, Simp's 3-4. He's just kind of rocking.
He's hanging out, dude, having a good time.
Like, all right, boys, continue to pop off. His Slasher is the one leading the way at triple positive, but this is one where you've got to make something soon with your Ultra, right? Like, you got to find an opening, got to find some time. Otherwise, the hinges are coming off this. And just as I was talking about Simp not really need to be involved, that's 3 in a row and a lovely double.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be another full 60 there for Atlanta FaZe. They're going to be up to 150 points, 4 hills through.
This is not competitive.
Finally, right now, Ultra, they're going to have themselves a chance to get back into it. You have it set up here. So we go back over towards 10, and Ultra finally, the first one's on a hill.
All right, you said the hard points are what you circled from that last matchup at the Major, where FaZe just kind of came in, stole the maps. Right now, I don't know if you call this a theft or how you want to break it down, but it has been a murder on the map. 120-point advantage. Finally, maybe some time for Ultra. But here comes the first kill. There goes the second. Scrap and CleanX trying to answer, though. Big double there from CleanX. Scrap and CleanX actually cleaned up all 4. Maybe that's the moment.
Ooh, they needed that.
Yeah. You get broke there. See you later. It's done.
Yeah, it would have been done there. They needed to hold on. They do just that. It gets a little bit scary, though, on that first break attempt. You do have a little bit more pressure. Slasher, he's going to go. The rest of his team right through the middle of the map. They're going to go at this one last time, but you're going to see actually number 3 and inside. He's going to spawn at the next hill, so a chance here maybe to combine a couple of hills in a row for Ultra, get them right back in the game. Yes, how do they get back into it? I mean, it's difficult to rotate right and break some of these hill setups, but they have a chance here. Does Toronto Ultra?
I think FaZe, that win over Surge, you know, like anything can be possible. They know it. They can't take the foot off the gas, but it's Ultra that's trying to put the pedal to the metal to bring it back right now, chipping away at this lead moment by moment. Let's get to a listen in with Ultra.
Could be here. Back alley. Could be low. Could be low. Yeah, I have this. I'm holding closer. I'm holding the close. I got one of these.
2 before 2 tunnel. 2 tunnels. I have tunnel.
Yeah. One close to me, Jerry.
Got 1 tunnel.
Close up.
Nice. The rest are gonna be hard.
Close. Low. And top. You went low again. Low again, I think.
I need top. He's top.
Top push. Nice.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Sell him.
He's close alley, laying down. Close alley, laying down.
One shot. Close up corner. He went bottom.
Mid. There's two new. He's gone P4. There's 2 P4 in back alley. Did they hit old?
I don't see the guy bottom.
Okay,
I don't see him low.
I spawned left, by the way.
He's top on you. Nice.
Don't me again. He's trying out the window. Right the window.
Right window.
Nice. Come in.
I have this time.
They're fucking breaking it, boys. Come on. I'm going pallets
Maybe
now.
back alley.
Yeah,
You want to double
one's
check?
left of me, Jerry.
Quick break.
Yeah, 1 sec.
I'll shot again.
Kelly.
Close to us. Close. Charlie, dead. One more.
P4 dead.
He's bandit. Close. Okay, I can tell, Jerry.
Come on.
Stay pallets. One pallets.
Yeah, I need help here. I'm staying down.
Ladder wall.
Mid already. Yeah, mid already.
That's one
One
of
shot
the
pallets. You want
sides.
to shot pallets?
Yeah, I'm one shot. We can do it if you want. They're going to be mid, by the way, Scrap.
Mid heavy right now. 2
Stay
middle.
alive. I have to
2 in
chop.
the middle, one ladder. 2 back alley on me. One dead. 2 back alley on me.
Pallets weak. You can't get. You can't ladder close.
2 back alley on me. 2 back alley on me.
I'll see him, aBeZy.
He's close P4.
Yeah, I'm getting shot under the wall.
Listen, like they started to believe in each other. Let's go, boys. We're bringing it back. Is the gas is starting to get there, but now a moment for FaZe to maybe slow the bleeding, because it has been all Ultra over the last 3 hard points.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see it, right? How difficult it is to break some of these hills, and they won a couple of rotations in a row. Now only down 40. but FaZe was able to find the last 20 seconds. We're going to go back towards our first hard point. But yeah, you heard it. I think Scrapz getting fired up. He's saying they're breaking down. He's trying to get everyone amped back up into it, but Scrapz, Clinex, everybody having their moment. We thought it was going to be over.
It felt that way. I mean, granted, we've seen some wild comebacks this year, some of the craziest ones we've ever seen in hardpoint, but it felt like there was no life there. And FaZe were not making mistakes, but now the mistakes start to come in. Ultra starts to punish, but now it's FaZe trying to take over. They get 3 through in the feed. That's going to be all 4. They're spawning out and soaking up the time inside will be aBeZy. How much can they actually get here? You got a 50-point advantage. It's going to be 5 in a row now for Cell. As we'll hop to his POV, sitting right around double positive. Just playing the heady here at the truck.
Yeah, that's the issue though, right? You go 4 dead and FaZe actually flipped the spawn. Cell just, doing Cell's thing, dancing in the back, 6 in a row, has the help of Slasher. Well, he's gonna have the missile as well. There is Clinex who does sneak on through. So you have number 2 towards the Cantina side. He's gonna be doing what he does best, trying to just play his life. Cell getting some love from the crowd, but it's gonna be aBeZy who finds a kill with Slasher over towards that P2 rotation. You had a chance. If you're Ultra, you're gonna have to go right now. They're able to find multiple kills, but there's just 2 players left from FaZe, but Slasher trying to do what he can.
8 more points needed now. They can get it done. Big gunfight win. Slasher popping off on 5 in a row down the stretch. Is anybody close enough? Not looking that way. FaZe stop the bleeding. They close it out. It was a heroic rally there from Ultra during the mid game, but not quite enough. As FaZe get it done, and at first, I thought it was going to be one of those scorelines. It didn't feel like it really reflected how dominant it was for a while, but they ended up winning it by 100. I mean, they closed it out with emphasis.
No, 100%. I mean, just very controlled, but you could just see this map, right? It's always those moments with around 30 to 35 seconds left on a hill, and that's sort of like old school hardpoint. You have to ask the question, do we push this one more time? And through those first 3 hills, I think they went for it. And what ends up happening, yeah, you might find 15 seconds of scrap time, but you are gifting the rotation to Atlanta FaZe, and they just put themselves in such a deep hole.
And when you think about Atlanta FaZe kind of historically, and you could talk pre-Slasher, post, whatever, like they've always been a very break-heavy team. They've never been a team that's great at like locking down hard points. But there, they were. And it's like, if you're going to go for that extra time, you're going to let them set up, you better be able to break it. And maybe you're relying on the fact that this is a team that you feel you can break, but they didn't. They had the setups, they locked it down. But, I mean, how many years have we watched FaZe where I'm like, I didn't care if they had the early setup. I almost didn't want them to. I'm like, I'd rather see them rolling and breaking.
Yeah, and I mean, you had a couple of chances there, right, through that first rotation where maybe if they break, then the game is for sure over. They do a good job at, can't believe I'm saying this, P7, where they get about 25 seconds to make, to give them that lead around 40 to 50 points as we head back towards the first hill. But yeah, just 120-point lead, never really got away from them. Ultra tried bouncing back.
Yeah, I really did like what I heard in the comments from Ultra. You just heard Scrap and the guys getting fired up when they felt them, FaZe kind of breaking down. They felt the openings coming in. Considering all of them started like double, triple positives, getting thumped and down 100. Pretty much it was what, like 130 to 30, like very early on. The passion was there, the comeback was possible, just FaZe got firing at the end.
Yeah, and you're listening, like when you're listening to that, Mercado is just not a map where you're gonna have a ton of engagements, right? So when you get a 3 or 4 dead, that is the momentum shift, where if you're watching an Embassy or a Fortress, someone's just popping off, you're snapping left and right, that's when you really hear those comms get fired up. But a little bit different there is Atlanta FaZe. This is what they have done versus Toronto Ultra. Win the hard points, that trend continues now, again. But we're headed to LSCLO, search and destroy.
And this feels like more kind of like very early FaZe. Like when they first started to erupt on this team with the dominant team, like they were, solid in the respawns. It was like the controller was really good. The hardpoint was kind of 50-50, and the search was very, very good. But it feels like that right now in the sense of if they win that game on hardpoint with how good they've been in search and destroy, you're like, okay, this is looking very good for them. Like,
yeah, it's just like how consistent can you be in search and destroy in this game, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like there's a lot of factors working against you at all times, but maybe they have figured out. Again, if you take Embassy kind of out of it, I think they become a little bit more human because they're like 7-0 on that map.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, Atlanta FaZe, you have aBeZy, you have Simp, search and destroy is always going to be a strength for you.
No, I mean, that when we interviewed Slasher, kind of talking about him coming into the team, and he really felt, he's like, they used to be this dominant force in search and destroy. Like, I want to come in and help them get back to that. And that's why I've been excited to see how that's going to kind of develop over the year. But I mean, we're still so early on. We started a little bit earlier in the year. People still starting to get things figured out. I mean, it's been fun to watch think like 100 Thieves or Thieves is the biggest example. Like you said to me yesterday, you looked at me, he's like, I think we're starting to get to that time. Like they're starting to click a little bit.
That was in respawn, you know. Search, they're still figuring out. Yeah, definitely in
true.
respawn. You saw some moments, you know, for OpTic and then them yesterday versus New York. But yeah, I mean, for Atlanta FaZe, can you keep that momentum going? What have you figured out? And then on the side of Toronto Ultra, I mean, your control has been fantastic, and you were able to win control back at that Major 1 matchup. You're playing Hotel, which is going to be your best control map. It's just, you probably don't want to be down 0-2.
What's like, is it still pretty similar to you when you think about this Ultra team compared to like the longtime team they had? Just still like hard to put away, pretty well rounded. Is it pretty much the same type of story for you, or is there any kind of big difference?
I think that Cammy and Bance were definitely a huge part of that, right? Like, but you know, it's a new roster. I think though, because they're so good at all 3 game modes, I think it's a lot of similarities there for sure.
Yeah, I think it feels so different because how Scrapz is versus like somebody like Bance, but
Just hanging out, doing his meditation exercises, breathing.
Scrapz just chatting. But now to the game 2, Search, loading on up. Can Ultra answer back now? If we start off with CleanX's POV, they'll be on offense here first. We're busting through the double doors and looking for the openings.
Yeah, a lot of this early on, just around this A bomb site, right? You have the submachine gun duo already of aBeZy and Simp, so that is a terrifying sight. But can Standy, can CleanX get in? It's going to be Cell with the first blood to give them that man advantage.
And sometimes when you got a trophy in here, you feel like an unkillable god, but not going to be the case early in the round. So Simp just trying to pick the right timing, pick the right corner as they start to move on up. Into a 3 versus 3 we go.
Yeah, and I mean, Slasher obviously gets taken down, but you still have Cell. He has so much info. It's just a question of, are they going to go all the way around without Deddy? Oh, there we go. There's a bullet that's going to go off. Does that alert aBeZy and Simp to wrap back to B? It looks like aBeZy, he's going to look for this. Just a question of these timings. They're really playing from the inside. You might have a crossfire with Cellium from that window, but it's a rotate all the way through the opposite side of the map over to the B bomb, and Cell's got no idea.
Well, he's got Deddy up and he's trying to look for the info now, and the info is going to come in the way of shots, and Scrapz able to take him down. Now aBeZy into the mix, soars on in, and the tiny tears stamp it out. Just 5 seconds to go. Track it across is going to be in sight. No time to try and make the play. But a very quick reaction. As soon as Cell drops, you just see the instantaneous fly for the rest of the squad.
And again, I think it's a really good play call from Ultra, right? In a round 1 where you don't have a lot of field upgrades available. There's no Deddy. Cell gets it like a minute into the round, a minute 15, he pops that. But it's kind of a question of, are they really going to go all the way around by crouching? And what that does, like they did it. It was the right play call, but it took so much time off of the clock.
The patience to do it.
Yeah, man, let me tell you. But, you know, if they all have Deddy, they make that play a little bit quicker. Maybe the bomb is planted and they can get into a setup.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out like the shot that got taken. It was like one of those panic things where a teammate just surprised him, or if it was like some kind of weird bait they were doing. I wasn't sure at the moment, but it's Scrapz once again able to hit shots at range. Slasher yet to get anything going. He's going to get dropped out of it. So you know the raw talent Scrapz can provide. He's doing it here early in the round to put them into the 4 versus 3. As Standy just continues to creep around, but now bomb planted in this 3 versus 4 for FaZe. Can they hold?
Yeah, you had Deddy used on Standy, you have it available, and well, he's gonna find that player. aBeZy with the nade, Insight going for the trade, he's gonna open it up, but it's Simp who makes the play. Now into a 2-on-3, 7.5 to defuse for Toronto Ultra. They have to go. Simp with the Deddy reset, he's gonna find one. He checks the bomb, he's out with his life, he recals. But he's gonna back on down and now maybe wait for Cell to look for the info. That's the play call FaZe. This is what they do. Their search and destroy has been clinical all year long, and it's because of that man right there, Simp, who closes out the round.
No, that was clinical, and yeah, you have your superpowers in the Deddy to make the play, but getting the info on the reach out, still backing down in time. The patience for Cell, as you highlighted, takes 2 to tango, and they were dancing. 4-0 start there for Simp.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's weird to say there's been so much attention on Cell, right? MVP last year. You talk about aBeZy, it's like Simp's still on this team, and this man is an unreal talent.
Yeah, he's just, you know, he came in as a young player just looking like unbeatable, like this god. And he's looked a little bit more human at times, but yeah, he's still so very, very good, and sometimes needs to remind us just how talented a player he is. CleanX, another monster on the map. Let's see what opening he can find. Because we saw their opening round offense. You expect things to be a little bit different now with the Deddy in play. But for now, just biding their time, playing it patient, looking for that opening.
And this is just kind of the map, right? With sort of the outside lanes, the inside lanes, just maybe waiting for someone on the defensive side to make a Deddy play, overstep a little bit. So the first 30 seconds, they kind of just slow down, try to find that first blood, that first pick, and now it's time to go over towards this A site.
It's been Scrapz, kind of the guy that's been finding those opening duels. Like,
yeah, it might be him again, but this time it's going to be Inside who gets taken down by Cell. Cell is just going to back away, and again, a first blood for Atlanta FaZe.
aBeZy, another Cell right behind it. Suddenly Scrap all by himself, and the trade is there. FaZe calm and in control, now up 3-0. Just so strong here.
Yeah, I mean, you get the first blood, and then aBeZy goes. He finds another one. They use that man advantage. They trade effectively. Simp still has not died. It's been this early momentum so far, these first couple of maps for Atlanta FaZe.
And one of the things coming into this, like Ultra, where they've been pretty pedestrian with like a 46% first blood, FaZe is at 59. Like they've been unbelievable, and I think you've been seeing a bit of that here. They've been finding some of these opening first bloods, giving them the upper hand. I know some have been quickly traded, and it's not always been the numbers game, but that around and where it pays off. But still, Simp yet to drop.
If you're FaZe, right, you just keep working this A bomb side. It's kind of what's worked out. You have aBeZy trying to find another first blood for them, but he's just going to back you on down. Inside sniping. He's got to regen his health. Now he's going to go for the re-peek. Looks like Standy again with that Deddy play, but you have a player playing very patiently for FaZe. He's going to shoot. He's got attack. Stuns out on both sides. They are going to connect, and both players just trying to do what they can to stay alive.
It's like, I'm over this fight. All right, you got your stun out. Let's re-engage at a different time. And he's just tucked behind the door. But the snap there from Standy. Young man, you are a beast.
But now they got to work the defuse, so it's a 2-on-3. And of course, it's aBeZy and Simp, and right under him is Simp with the Deddy. With the Deddy, there's the reset. This man has not died yet. Someone's going to be on the defuse. That's Kleenex. The nade not going to connect, but he's going to find it now, a one-on-one. Simp up to 8-0, and FaZe up 4-0.
My guy is flawless right now on the map. I mean, after Standy's play, I'm thinking they're taking this round, but Simp remains perfect. My God.
Yeah, you have that incredible play from Standy, but you still have to retake it.
I thought Cells, I mean, after that play behind the door, that's a Cell play. He's not catching that. Like, you little rat. Like, he's just in there behind it. But Standy with the quick reactions, but then Simp now up to 8-0. It's a perfect round count for FaZe as well. Back to defense they go. Simp is on a mission.
Then you go right back, kind of the standard setup that Ultra has had, trying to work A, but just playing slow. But look at this. You have aBeZy working the outside part of the map. He's able to find that first blood. Doesn't have Deddy popped, and then it is Simp. These two right now, unstoppable. 9-0 now for Simp.
We can't get on roller coasters, but we can get first bloods, Joe. Because they're short.
I got it.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, no problem.
9-0 for Simp as the Tiny Terrors just continue to be a thorn in the side of Ultra within this matchup. Slasher finds easy pickings. Now just on Insight, they are being twisted and torn apart. His Insight can't quite finish the kill. Nice shot, so that's a big win against Cellium. Big in the sense that's a tough gunfight. Small in the sense it doesn't really matter within this round. But 5-0 now for FaZe, just dominant. And this is, like, in a way, giving me flashbacks back to Major 1. You're expecting this incredible matchup, and FaZe just handling business.
Yeah, I think Simp now 10-0. And they're looking for the 6-0. But yeah, you said it. I mean, Ultra, they've been one of the best teams. This is our number 2 seed, our number 3 seed on the year when you look at CDL points, and you're thinking it's going to be a banger. There's still time for it, but right now it feels like Atlanta FaZe, they just have the edge.
Well, you and I have experienced this a lot. We've been cast together 5 years now, and FaZe has been a very good team for a lot of that. And sometimes we've gotten very hyped for matches, and they have not gone the way we've hoped because of FaZe just dominating. But aBeZy does get a first blood. It's insta-traded, so.
All right, they got to take him down.
Now you've got numbers. if you are Ultra in a 3v2, but Simp has got the Deddy out and he is 10-0, can you finally shut down the well-oiled machine, or will he continue to run rampant? Deddy running out. There's one, able to get it, up to 11.
Didn't get the reset though, doesn't have the reset, so Deddy is done. But he finds a sniper. We've seen Simp with a sniper.
I'll say he's feeling himself, he goes for this. Finally, he will fall and Ultra get around on the board. Yeah, if you got the Deddy reset, that might be a whole lot different, but yeah, it dropped a second or two before that engagement. Nice shots here, you can see CleanX's POV.
Yeah, again, you had Standy just work the outside part of the map, was able to find that first blood. aBeZy gets taken down. It's kind of on Simp to try to make the play. They played their corners, now able to get on the board. One round at a time, as we always say. That's what Toronto Ultra has to do.
Yeah, it's like they had that moment in the hard point where it started to click and they started to rally. Is it just too late to have a moment like that in the search? We'll see.
Yeah, coming back from 5-0, it's pretty difficult.
It's rather rare, yeah. You hear all the stuns popping off.
Where is he going to get to before this Deddy runs out? That's the play. I mean, he's found so much info. He has to be giving this to his teammates. Slasher, he's getting pushed. He gets naded. aBeZy, I think, puts some shots in. It's a bit of an odd round. Again, you're going for that wrap, but with all the info that aBeZy found, they knew where to set up and sell. He just finds Standy on the cross. That is bombed down and not in a good spot.
Yeah, I've been talking about Slasher helping this team in search. I'm not sure he has a kill yet, but
he's got a couple. He's hanging out.
No, but the team is doing well. Simp's going to get caught. Nice play here from Scrapz. Reset on the Deddy. Looking for more. Hungry for more. Can they make the rally? You're at least able to get bombed back. The centering is there, and Cellium will get dropped. Feeling like a Methodz, so you got like the rapid ADS.
It's just a question of, can they find aBeZy? What's the timing going to be like? He snaps on a one. He's going to back on up very close to Deddy. So if he waits for this, he will have Deddy, but he's going to chase it. He's going to chase without it. He has a nade if he wants to use it. He's going to tap the bomb. Just try to bait out Scrapz right here in this one-on-one. Again with the info. Again with the info. And aBeZy just playing this with confidence right now. aBeZy is going to get to the fuse. And Atlanta FaZe going to take map number 2.
He's like, all right, you feeling confident? Come and get some then. Just sticks it and holds it right in front of him. You gotta love the play there from aBeZy. That's one way to close the gap, but trying to get the advantage, you make him run at you, but he never has to give up the bomb, just gets the defuse in. 6-1 victory. I mean, you had aBeZy with the first blood, so like Cellium had some massive wins in kind of the mid game where he would win a big one-on-one, then Simp was just sort of loose on the map, man, just flowing like a river.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of big clutch rounds for them when you finally had numbers, does Ultra, but it's just right from the get-go. It just felt like they had no momentum, they had no answer for inside of A. And I think that's why a lot of teams don't want to play FaZe on this map, because inside that bomb site, the teamwork between aBeZy, Simp, and Cell, it's just a beautiful thing to watch as they dominate throughout this map number 2. And I will say, props to the crowd. Good discipline there on that defuse.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
Absolutely. And yeah, I don't want to just gas FaZe in this, so it's just been tough so far, considering.
Yeah, there's not really else to talk about.
They go up 100 in the hard point to really start things off. They dominate here in the search and destroy. Like I think I, as much as anyone, like want to see Ultra come alive in this, give us a fantastic series, go 4 or 5 games. Just has not been the case. But when you come to control, this is a strong Ultra team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, this is their best map. They won this versus Atlanta FaZe. Can maybe they start something, some momentum here.
It just takes a map and a little bit of momentum, but we're going to get ready to head to a break. When we get back, the big control. Can Ultra make some noise here within it? If not, they are getting put to sleep early. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck.
Welcome back, Boston. We're getting ready to rock into the map 3, but you see the player area where they're chilling, relaxing, hanging out.
Some of them are relaxing. A lot of practice going on back there. Some pinball machines.
This looks like we're relaxing, yeah?
Yeah, we're hanging out.
We hope everybody here in the venue at home are having a blast. There's a lot of watch parties going on. Sethy Poo, I saw you. That mustache is looking good. I just want to take my fingers and tickle that thing. Little caterpillar. Is that too much?
Do you want to tickle it, or do you want him to tickle you with it?
Yes, that part, Joe. Okay, but back to the match. We're getting ready to go to the control. FaZe up 2-0. They've been dominant so far, but you talked about Ultra and their control, so they've been good. This is where they've beaten FaZe. You heard in the comms with Ultra, they really started to come alive for a moment there in the hard point after being down 100. Like, they need that same energy. You need that belief. You can do this. I mean, we've seen crazier things. It's just, it's tough to believe in right now with how dominant it has been.
We're partying right now. The lights went out.
Oh,
wow.
Felt Joe's mustache. So, not sure what happened with the lights there, but we're going to continue on as soon as we are ready to rock. Just got, a little party time here for a moment. We're just waiting for them to load up the map, and we will get cruising.
What are you talking about?
Well, I have mustaches and games in the dark, Joe. What do you think is going to be the biggest thing for Ultra? Like, if you're going to bring this back and win this series, well, what are you looking at?
An early round, like round number 1. They are one of the best, or if not the best defensive team, though, on Hotel. I think the league average is around 44% defensive round 1. They're at like 72% on this Hotel map. So I just think an early round for them is probably what I'd be looking at. But you could just see, I mean, Simp goes off in that map number 2. They ran away with it. They were up 5-0. They closed it out 6-1. But yeah, I mean, you're down 5-0 in map 2. You're down 100 points, 120 points in map 1. I think going up 1-0, 2-1, just keeping that round advantage is big for Ultra.
And I guess I just think, like, listen, when that FaZe team was on top and basically winning like every tournament, it's one thing, but they've been vulnerable as of late. You think about last year and all the second places. You think about the Sundays just falling apart. Like, this is a team where I think right now, like, if you can test them and put them up against it, put the pressure there, like, there is a chance for mistakes. Like, there is a chance for them to crumble. But, like, that pressure has to be applied. We haven't really seen that yet.
No, we have not seen that yet.
No, like, you have to, because, like, they are skilled enough, and they've won enough, and they've done it all. Like, if they are on cruise control and you never really put that road bump in their way, okay, they're going to stomp all over you. They got to be tested, and maybe it has to happen here. But they're not this, like, unbeatable God team anymore. That's not what they are. You can make them crumble. You can apply that pressure. You just got to do it.
Yeah, and on the other side for Ultra, I mean, they have a very good coaching staff. They are very composed players, right? This is a team that they've been in this situation before. One map at a time, I'm sure, is going to be that discussion. But yeah, I think just early momentum, early gunfights. Like, you kind of always knew when you're up on the stage, like, if you win that first fight, like, I don't know, just feel you feel good after it. But we'll see if they can do that, or if FaZe should continue the stomping.
Yeah, no, you gotta test them. You gotta make them look inside a little bit and not just be all laughs and comfortable and having the incredible feel for the game they've had so far. I believe we're doing some tests with the lighting, maybe on the main stage before we're ready to rock into this game 3. So thank you guys again at home and here in Boston. You guys have all been amazing.
Yeah, just to hang out with us two idiots.
Yeah, we'll be ready to go as quickly as we can, but just I guess testing a couple of things before we get ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the bracket before we get into this one. And what's interesting about this, I mean, if you lose this match, you got to go play LA Thieves later today. And, maybe a month ago or even before what we saw versus New York, you're feeling pretty good with the way Thieves have played. But a 3-0 over New York, and I know that game 5 goes the way of OpTic. Their search was really struggling. They win one yesterday. But you've seen moments in their respawn where it was what we saw at the end of the year last year, where their control was clicking. They're dominant in some of those hard points. Everyone's, above a 1.0. That's just not a matchup I would want to play. So, I mean, it's a gauntlet down there.
Yeah, I mean, at Thieves, just if they're going to make this run, it'll be unbelievable because you got to play Subliners like right away and losers. You got to play the loser.
Not an easy run.
Easy match. When you take a look at the other side of like the losers bracket, it like makes a little more sense just with the teams you think would be there, but not so much on that upper side of the losers bracket. But I think we are about ready to go. So thanks again for your patience, guys. But time, I think, for the control. Will Ultra show signs of life? Give us a series? As you see the records on your screen, the defense win percentage has been so good for Ultra. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through it. Little edge to FaZe offensively.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see both of these teams, it's the map they prefer in Control. 7-1, of course, for Toronto Ultra. It's what we talked about, how strong they were, but 6-4 for Atlanta FaZe. It's not like they are pushovers on this map. Here we go. Can Ultra get some early momentum? It's looking like it's going to be a B hit to get us started, but aBeZy, he's ready for the trades going down. Atlanta FaZe, they're going to win that one over towards B.
Yeah, a little bit of an edge behind Cell. I think it's like 3 or 4 off of the opening. Slasher's going to get caught sprinting though, not going to be able to push that out. Same as we said for aBeZy on the other side of it. Lurking mid-map is Simp, who's going to get dropped. So you start to regain here quickly if you are Ultra when you come off a spawn. But the attack's heating up from FaZe.
Yeah, and this is always sort of the interesting part. What does the defense want to do? You know, if you look at like what Thieves likes to do, a very strong defensive team. They'll have a couple of their sub players lurking like you do right now. If you're only going to keep one player on it, well, Cell, he's going to find that pick and then just back on up. But they know where Cell is, but he continues. How? How does he get that kill? 6-0 start for Cell. Finally taken down by Scrapz. Right back onto A.
Yeah, I don't see his POV of how it is actually done, but I think he's dipping out of this fight and suddenly he chains on a second. Just unbelievable stuff from Cell, but you've got your second bit of progress done. At A. Lives-wise, basically sitting even, 43 on the clock as it stopped now, and they'll look to finish this 8-point. But lurking is that number 5. Keep an eye on Slasher on the map.
Yeah, Slasher's going to look for this, right? As soon as he finds this, okay, so he doesn't get it before it stops. Maybe you would have had Simp push, but it puts them into a really tough spot as aBeZy's going to find that kill. Now on the other side of the map, you have Cell ready for this office spawn, and now he's where he doesn't want to get taken down. The way the timing works out, just trying to find maybe that opening kill. Has some help for his teammates if he needs it. He's got the cruise missile as well. Cell with a double.
Yeah, I think if anything, like, you know how just transition heavy Control can be.
100%.
So you get that clean transition, you get some damage in early to the second point. Like, Slasher's position kind of make sure that does not happen. And now you've got about a minute to go, and also with those kills, you get a little bit of a life advantage where it was sitting around even. You're up 4 right now. I think it pushed to as much as maybe 6. A team kill does come in. It's Standy Simtex that's going to connect. Clock will be stopped as they're on the point. Pushing out though will be Simp. He's able to take that fight. That's actually his first kill in the game after the incredible search and destroy he had.
Listen, we're all just taking turns, right? You know, it is what it is. It happens. But aBeZy now lurking up through the middle of the map. Only 8 lives, make it 6 remaining for the side of Toronto Ultra. So you have to slow it down here. If you're Ultra, you need one good push. And we know in Control, that's all it takes. You get a stack going, you can win this round. It's going to be very difficult to do. You have to work through the middle of the map. But it looks like aBeZy will get caught. That's going to be the first and the start of the push. Oh, Standy
just used to the desk with a bit of finesse.
That's 3 dead.
Able to take it. They're dropping. It's all going to be on Slasher. He's at least able to get 2, but now at the point they go. Getting close. There's the first part of progress. But Slasher able to play his life. Now Standy in a position to stop the onslaught that's coming forward. 3 lives remaining. No respawns up. Everyone has got to make a play on the side of Ultra right now, and Standy might be the first one up the bat. Scrapz going to be out of it. The stun's going to hit. He's going to drop, and FaZe will take the round. But it gets a little bit hectic there at the end. But I mean, when it comes down to lives and the time, like, is those kills on the first point, the tail end of it, and like the time it leads to them to set up like Slasher's play, is that's the biggest part?
I mean, right there to me, that's Slasher. Right, 3 of your teammates go down. If he doesn't get 2 there, that's a 3 to 4 man stack. That's probably the round over. He gets 2 kills, he plays his life, and what does that force Ultra to do? One player has to get off the point, maybe work a little bit of forward progress, right? Try to find that position, but that just staggers the push, allows aBeZy to come off a spawn, go all the way on that flank.
This plays at the end of both points, really.
No doubt about it. Slasher was huge there.
It's 10-5 right now. He's going to come into this one on a 4 streak. As aBeZy looks to get right back into a rhythm. From one tear to the other, they're winning those opening duels on the map.
Now look at this. You have, what, aBeZy going all the way around. He did have that kill, so maybe they're going to be aware of it, and they will. Standy's shooting well. Him and Insight both on 9, but you see Scrapz 1-8 struggling right now. Can he turn it around?
And Cell's just been hanging out on the point. Now the pressure going to come to him, but the help is here for the teammates as well. Cell laying prone, able to win that first fight. aBeZy follows it up with 2, and that'll be the clearance off of the point and the second point of progress. And now Deddy out from Cell. As he looks to soar on forward, it's inside waiting deep, but Cellium makes him pay.
And now just playing his life. They're trying to force this spawn. Those players are going to spawn towards that back spa. Over towards bedroom, you're going to have aBeZy trying to find the picks. And now everyone else, we're going to start to work towards this point. What can aBeZy find? He wins this one. They are in trouble, and that's what's going to happen. You see the white arrows starting to fly over towards B, towards these desks. Simp now set up in this pinch. This is just looking dire for Toronto Ultra.
It's like he didn't realize there was one more there. I mean, Scrapz is actually able to take down 2. And you saw Simp kind of jump across and reload, but yeah, they're in trouble. You got one person on the point. You still have a minute 53 to work with. You're up 7 lives as well if you're a FaZe, and now you're starting to stack it. That's going to be a 3 stack onto the point. Look how fast that bar is moving. It is cruising, and the pressure goes to Ultra to try and get on this and get on it as quickly as possible. Some massive picks there from Scrapz. He actually gets 3, and it is just headshots all over the place, but that stack, Joe, it gets you 2 points of progress. Yeah, it does it quickly.
You saw there was no trophy, right? If there's a trophy available for Atlanta FaZe, I think they probably win that round because those players were weak from nades, weak from stuns. Difficult for FaZe to win that fight. But Ultra, they do stay alive. But right off a spawn, aBeZy and Slasher, they find a couple of kills, and that's going to be the 3rd in a row. So inside the final player here, going to try to do what he can. Jumping on the bed, he's able to find 2, but he might have to find 3. Does? There's one player there. Oh no, FaZe cap it. Last second.
Oh, you get 3, but I mean, that's the damage you did getting those 2 points of progress in the stack earlier on. Tries to send it in like Batman, but just a little too late. That hurts.
Yeah, almost had to play maybe the momentum shift there. Maybe you clutch that round out. But yeah, kind of what the opposite of what I said is happening, right? Early momentum to FaZe.
Yeah. I mean, it's been systematic. It's been so strong. One more chance for Ultra to give themselves a shot in this series. Otherwise, they are just uppercut off the main stage. Your first fights, chest bumping again. It'll be Simp, but the trade quickly there to follow it up. Right onto the 8-point go, Ultra, as they're stacked and set up.
Yeah, and again, FaZe just kind of 3-stacked over towards B. They don't want any funny business happening. Now going to transition over through that wine cellar, try to find any picks that they can. Scrapping Clinics, though, doing a very good job, but it's Slasher on the pinch right now. Slasher, what angle does he have? Him and Cellium. Oh, but Standy, he finds it. So a big play by Standy to find it. Cell, just playing his life. But again, progress being done. The clock is paused. You're looking all right now if you're Ultra.
Cell, dude, he's so sneaky.
How is he still alive? They can't find him.
No idea. Wiggling around like a little worm. But there's A done. Ton of time to work with. Cellium just still being so annoying. He's on 5 in a row now, up to 17 and 7. Maybe earns a streak in this one. They're finally trying to take him out. I mean, Standy gets hit down to 1 HP, for God's sake.
Much different route here, though, right? You have 2 minutes. You had 20 lives now for Ultra. They can work towards this B zone. They still have the cruise, though. They're going to have to deal with that later on. It's just what sort of... How much progress do they get done at B before running out of lives? Because right now, they are just giving them no map presence. Is Atlanta FaZe winning so many gunfights? You can see in the feed.
Yeah, you're going to have to start to swing this in the lives count. Granted, I know it just takes 1 break, but...
They got to get there first.
Yeah, you got to get close. Maybe that's going to be the first step. Cellium continues to light it up. aBeZy now on 4 in a row as well. I don't even, is Cell still on that same streak? I'm not even sure if he dropped.
Probably.
aBeZy up to 5 now.
Now he's close to another cruise as well. Just more and more utility for FaZe to win this map if he's able to find that. Finally gets him in map presence, but aBeZy, I thought he was going to find the double, but Scrapz just going to back on up, play his life.
Yeah, no, nice win. You rely on the hip fire to kind of hit. Once again, those awkward fights where you sort of chest bump. You don't expect to win it with attack, but Scrapz is able to do it. The talent shines through, and now Insight with the double.
A chance here.
Cell will fly out, but that'll be 3 dead. Simp going to be really the last man here. Onto the point they go. The stack is in. How many points of progress can they get? aBeZy going to be the first to call on a streak. We'll see where he's able to wrap this right onto the point. 2 will get smoked off of it, and 1 bit of that added utility thrown into the mix. And that's what gets so tough, because now with those kills too, look at the lives department. You have 6 remaining, under 30 seconds to go. FaZe just beating them up right now.
Yeah, you also have another one. Yeah, I say aBeZy called in his, but Cell from round 1, I think, still has his equipped. Gonna call it in, give his info to his teammates. The final push, 10 seconds. Ultra has to go, 5 lives. They're on to the point. No trophies down. Cell, though, not ready for the first one. Can they clutch on up? But it's aBeZy and Simp trying to get this one done with in a quick 3-0 fashion. Atlanta FaZe moving on to our winners bracket final as Scrapz gonna get taken down.
I mean, you hear a mix of cheers, a mix of boos. I mean, this team, even though maybe not wanting to be the villains, just sort of happened over the last couple of years. But that, I mean, it's dominant, man. I know there were some moments for Ultra, but like, at least for me, just commentating it, never really felt like they had a shot.
You gotta tip your cap, right? I mean, that's just all you could do. Obviously, I know we definitely wanted a much better matchup, but that was one of the more dominant wins I think we've seen in this title. It's just not something you really see.
When you talk about a couple of like top teams, yeah.
No doubt about it. I mean, that was just like control. I mean, 100+ point in hardpoint, 6-1 in search, 3-0 in control. I don't know if it's the matchup or what it is, but it just feels like Atlanta FaZe, they feel confident playing against Toronto Ultra.
No, that was truly remarkable stuff there from FaZe, and you know, there's a couple teams that have a real shot to win this tomorrow. FaZe definitely won. If you didn't already have them locked as one of the favorites, I think many probably did.
That's why they get booed.
Yeah, yeah, right. You're right. You're feeling real good about their chances now. Just a clinical, systematic effort. I mean, it just felt like their reactions and the teamwork, just those trades were instant. Like they were on their stuff, Joe.
A lot of times they didn't even have to trade. They were winning their initial one-on-ones. It just felt like they always had the man advantage in every scenario.
Well, I mean, the new guy to the team, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do with this squad. It's Slasher. We've got him on stage with Blaze.
Thank you so much, Merc and Maven. Give it up for Atlanta FaZe as they quiet the crowd here. Now, Austin, how did you get it done? It was a 3-0 victory. It was looking smooth. What was the key to success for y'all?
I mean, the key to success is simple. Just play our game, and I feel like we did that every single map and just dominated them. And they're a really good team, too.
Yeah.
That just kind of shows, you know, what we're capable of.
Yeah, and it definitely did show because it was definitely no contest right there. Now, the most spectacular thing I really kind of saw was Simp in that map number 2. Those first 5 rounds, what was going on in your head as you was watching your teammate fry?
I mean, that's the great thing about our team. Every single player can do that, especially in S&D. There's not much going on in my head. I was just kind of chilling, and I was just sitting back and like, let the man work. You know what I'm saying?
Let the man work. Just open up the lanes for him, okay? Now, you know, it's a lot of FaZe fans out there that want to see you guys get another chip, okay? We know how dominant this roster could be. Do you feel like you guys are in full form right now? You got some more room to go?
I mean, I definitely think we always got some room to go, especially in our respawns, but I think that's kind of full form, what we just showed right there. Like, we absolutely obliterated the top team.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can keep that going in tomorrow and bring home the championship.
Yo, I wish you the best of luck. Anything you want to say to the people out there supporting you today?
We appreciate you guys always, you know. Yeah. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much, and hopefully we can win this one for you guys.
That's going to do it for me and Slasher on the stage. Chris, take us away.
Thanks,
thank you so much, Blaze, and give it up for Slasher and the rest of Atlanta FaZe. A hot 3-0 in a series a lot of people expected to go to a Game 5. Instead, we're already done with that match. We're moving on, and we have to talk about this Tactical Rab. We got you here on the desk. Excited to have you with us. And what did you see here from Atlanta? How are they able to do this to Toronto again?
Bro, when did Ultra play, man? I did not see them on the main stage right there. This is one of the things that FaZe sometimes do. They just come out and body any team in the league. They've been doing this for years. Simp and aBeZy went off. Cellium, man. That game 1 Ricardo, that just set the pace right there. Simp turned up in the search, and man, Toronto, I don't know where they want to start shooting back, but they're going to have to do it in losers.
Speaking of that Simp performance, that is your GMC Hummer extract mode. Let's take a look at how he extracted his opponents from this game, simply taking over an 11 streak here, aLLeY. Simp, he only had 14 kills in that game 3, but he had 11 in a row here.
I mean, he was 8-0 at one point. I mean, it's just a highlight of Simp doing what whatever he wants. He's read the situation. He's popping the two-piece. I mean, he's baiting them out. This entire map was Simp baiting them to do what he wanted to. And I touched on it before this series even started. The fact that LSU S&D even got through is insane to me. It's not even a map that Toronto is good at. The Mercado heading into this, Cellium has a 2.6 overall in that map in mode. For a reason, he went 25-15. Stop playing Atlanta FaZe on that map, especially game 1.
Some coaches got to learn, right? It's about time. Nameless, though, we got to take a look at our play of the game. It was Simp who starts off 10-0 through the first 5 rounds, but aBeZy putting the final nail in the coffin. It's our scuff play of the game.
Yeah, he gets a 1v2, sneak defuse, where he just stretches the bomb, and then Scrapz. Nothing he could really do, you know, but try to get him at the last moments, and he's not able to. You know, just a touch of the series as a whole a little bit. I mean, this is one of the great moments, but like, FaZe is just pack up punch Toronto Ultra. I feel like they're very similar teams in terms of play styles. They just have better players in almost every position, and it really showed throughout the series. Like, there's been multiple times these guys have matched up throughout the season, and FaZe have won it on land back-to-back. And it's because of moments like this, man. And these guys, you know, aLLeY talked about it, the first 2 maps in this series, they heavily favored Atlanta FaZe. We saw FaZe start off early on the good side of Mercado and just put them in the instant blender bucket. And from then, it's like, okay, now FaZe have confidence. Now they have momentum. We've seen what they can do with momentum. They ride it throughout the rest of the series.
Absolutely. I love the mental boom there at the end. You just saw the disappointment in Scrapz. He knew aBeZy outplayed him. That seemed to carry into a game at number 3. As we take a look at the big picture, though, let's take a look at our full bracket. It's been all 3 O's in round 2. Will we get a 4th? OpTic is taking on the Røkkr. Next, Technical Rab. What's the biggest surprise from this tournament, though, so far for you?
It's got to be that first round, honestly. Subliners, man, they're out top 8 here. Our reigning Major 1 champions already straight out of the tourney, got knocked out by Thieves. They're looking scary in the losers bracket as well. But Røkkr with the team to send them down there. Game 5, round 11. Now they play an OpTic. Both teams, of course, OpTic beat Thieves. They're looking good in losers as well right now. So, man, this is going to be, I don't think it's going to be a 3-0 packet, I'll tell you that.
And, of course, I want to give you a chance. You've been killing it here on the desk. Twitter is blowing up. They're loving it. We'll talk about this first, though. It's our new COD packs. You can pick it up the Molten Steel, the Superheat. Which one are you unlocking first?
It's got to be the Superheat, man. Look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. Some of these latest skins have been out of control.
And final chance now. Here it is for all of your followers on Twitter. You have one of the most entertaining accounts. You've been crushing it on YouTube. What do you want to say to everyone who's come up to you in this venue? I've seen you get all kinds of love.
Man, it's been awesome. I mean, yeah, you guys have been killing it over the last several years. I wouldn't be here without all the support in this venue back home. For everyone who's like watched a single video, liked a single tweet or anything over the last few years. Yeah, loads of people, consistency's key, and thanks for having me on board. You know, shout out Breaking Point, shout out Sloth City, and shout out Sescampiavna, because without him, I probably wouldn't be in this scene in the first place.
We love you, Scump. All right, guys, we got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's your #1 seed here at Major 2. OpTic Texas is taking on Minnesota Røkkr, who already sent the Subliners packing. We'll be right back from Major 2.